So good morning everyone. No, that's my lead rope. Hey! Lenny! Finnick! Oh, they play tug with anything. No threads. Yeah, like I say, I'm gonna go away working in a minute. Figured I'd show you some of the dogs this morning. Dudley's looking at me like that. See all these. Finnick, no! No! Not yours. Come on, Aria! So I figured I didn't feel much this morning. So get my words out. I thought I'd do like a little bit of a vlog of travelling with dogs. I've only got 2 with me today because it's going to be warm. So I could have probably not taken any, but I didn't want to. So there are different considerations depending on the time of year. So if it was winter and it was cold or wet or both, I'd be considering bringing jumpers and waterproof coats for the dogs for when we stop and they can go out to go to the toilet. Obviously it's summer, so that's not a consideration. So I've got Katniss and Nala with me, just for a bit of context. So in the boot where they are, they've got a vet bed. Underneath the vet bed is like a waterproof barrier type of thing. It's another layer that can be taken out and washed and put back in the boot. So there's that, then the vet bed on top. Then on like the one side I've got a cool mat, and then they've also got a bowl of water in there. The car's got air conditioning, and I've brought a couple of big bottles of water with me in case we ended up stopping somewhere where I couldn't go and fill up their water bowl. I got poo bags with me. I got multiple leads with me. Also in the boot with Katniss is a couple of toys. So, you know, she's a puppy, she's going to want to chew. She's going to want to get her teeth on something. So rather than maybe chew the cool mat, which has got a gel and it's not very good, I thought I'd give her that. So if there's any squeaking while I film today while I'm driving, that is why. But it does give her something to do. So if you've got a dog you know that likes to chew, don't be afraid to bring something for them to chew on other than your car. Then I always bring dog food with me, like just some kibble, and I usually bring at least enough for half a meal per dog. So if I'm delayed for whatever reason, traffic, flat tire, breakdown, accident, whatever, I've got food for the dogs. And if I had to stop overnight somewhere, like, there's enough for them to be okay. They're not gonna starve. So I always do that. What else have I got with me? It's kind of the essentials: bowl, water, some food, because it's a warm day, cool mat, aircon. Oh, and then I have got a UV reflective blanket type of thing. It's really thin, so if I'm stopping for any length of time, I can put that across the windscreen and then like shut the doors on it, so it won't go anywhere, and that'll keep the worst of the sunlight from reflecting in. Obviously it's going to be warm today, but I'm not planning on stopping for very long. There's only one litter to do and it's a small
At the next lights, at the roundabout, take the 3rd exit.
So I won't be very long at the stop, and there's a fair chance there'll be somewhere in the shade to park. And if there's not, like I said, I got the UV reflective blanket. So yeah, and like I think a lot of people who don't show dogs
At the roundabout, take the third exit to merge onto the A470 towards Cardiff.
can get like a little bit worried about traveling for a long distance for a long time. Plan some stops. Like a majority of today's route is motorway, so you know there's services, and at every services there's some grass that you can go and the dogs can have a wee on. You take them for a little walk. Obviously with Katniss as a baby, you're more likely to need a couple more stops, but that's fine. Like I made sure she toileted before I left. So yeah, you just gotta, there's a little bit more planning and a little bit more stuff you need when you got a dog. Some people like bring a first aid kit and stuff. I don't do that because number one, I got some stuff in my bag for work, but number two, we're not doing anything other than like some lead walks, so it's not like we're doing activities or hiking or anything where they could injure themselves realistically. So yeah, and obviously they got collars with their ID tags on, they're microchipped, etc. So we're an hour and a half or so into our journey. I haven't stopped yet. Most of that is because I can hear them in the back if they're moving around, and I can see them if they, particularly Nala, not so much Katniss because she's not really big enough yet. But I know if they're awake and they're fast asleep. So while they're fast asleep, let's not disturb them. And actually, I've just seen a sign, there's services in 7 miles, so I'm gonna stop at them, have a bathroom break myself, and then take them. And yeah, like people worry about traveling dogs for like long periods, and if they're traveling well and they're good travelers, it is no different to being in the bloody living room or whatever. Actually, sometimes they sleep better in the back of a car because it's like a bit like being in a crate. They kind of know they can't go anywhere. They know they might be in here a long time, so they may as well just sleep and rest. You know, whereas in the house, like if they heard a car coming up, they'd go and see if somebody was coming to the door, or have a bark at a car coming onto the yard, or you know, they're more alert. They sort of sleep with one eye half open, in case something interesting is happening, whereas in the car they just go, yeah, in the car, sleep. So yeah, they're more relaxed. So I always just think your dog's got to be somewhere, and what difference is this to sleeping in the house to sleeping in the car? But yeah, they have got to be non-anxious travellers, I guess, to get to this stage. But then equally, like, the only way they can kind of get to this stage is by travelling and by learning to settle in the car, and they can only learn to settle in the car by going on journeys. So it's worth doing, because then you're not restricted by how far you can take your dog or how far you can go with your dog. She might be on. Come on. Oh. Thank you.
Oh, mother and baby?
Grandmother and baby.
Grandmother and baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good guys. Come on.
Oh,
Come on.
yeah.
Bins are always good to sniff, aren't they, Nala? Nala, come on. Good girl, Katniss. You know, babies? Sure, there's a school group just there, I won't film. But Nala would like to go and pinch their sandwiches, snacks, whatever they're eating. back from the appointment now. I stopped on the way once, and then I let the dogs out when I got there. So I don't always have that chance for these appointments, but I would have stopped somewhere on the way home if I hadn't needed to do that. I need to stop for fuel somewhere, but I probably won't let the dogs out now till I get home, because I'm about, depending on traffic, obviously less than 2.5 hours away from home. So I don't really have to stop. And then I think that's the other thing, that if you're not used to travelling with your dogs, you almost feel like you need to stop more often than you really do. Like how long would you let your dog go at home without going to the toilet, without feeding them and stuff? Like they've both got water in the boot, so that's not a problem. And they've had lunch, so that's not a problem. So unless one of them starts to make a noise to let me know they need me to stop for them to go to the loo, I'm just going to keep driving and hopefully get home before the worst rush hour. But I do have to stop for fuel, so that might slow me down a bit. Yeah, a little bit of a different training Tuesday, because this is all I can give you. But you know what? Training and working your dog to be good in the car is training. Anything that a dog doesn't do naturally is training. So dogs don't naturally travel in cars. Some barely need any work. Some need a lot of work to travel in cars. So yeah, it's just a few things for you to think about and get prepared with